So like we had these weird water lights from a show that my school did like a number of years ago, and I was just like, fuck you, that's cheap. And so like whatever play we're doing, this is in the climax, this is the most thing we have.
So was it 2 people because like, listen, we're doing this on Zoom and we don't want to have to figure these other people out? Or was it 2 people because you love this is what you wanted?
It's solely monetary for us, just because like the way that we work
as a theater company,
and it's the way we've always worked. Like we always say is 51% of the budget goes to people. Period. We don't spend it on sets. We don't spend it on rental venues. We do a lot of outdoor theater in parks. We do a lot of like
free spaces.
We have a friend who's a photographer who was just like, if you'll pay my rent this month, you can have the space the whole month. And she was like, oh, it's like $350. We're like, that's the cheapest theater ever, $350 for a month. And then we're dragging in lights and chairs from my school to fill it out. So our whole thing is it's all about like paying people, not for things. What Jordan makes for acting in it is the same amount that I made for acting in it, plus writing it. And it's the same that we just take the total amount, subtract cost, and divide by the number of the company. And that's just how because otherwise you're swapping over like 60s of dollars and it feels like you're a dick to your friends.
It's important for us that people get paid. Yeah. And no matter what that number ends up being, I'd much rather give it to a person and put it in their pocket than, like Trey said, rent space or buy a prop.
Because it's literally, I got the idea on April 28th. I started writing on May 1, and then we turned in the final video. It was due the 25th, and we did not do that. We turned it in like the 29th, the 28th or something, like the day before the thing started. We just kind of looked back and was like, hey, we fucked up. Sorry.
And they were like, we planned for that.
And also like asking an actor to run their own lights, to run their, that's also, we had to have Jordan program a lighting board, and that is incredibly difficult to do over Zoom.
I've done it before.
Yeah.
No one knows about how hard that is.
It was nuts. Like Trey would have his phone and I would have my phone, and they were both logged into Zoom also. So we had like extra screens of like, okay, so you can see what I see. Yeah. Where am I screwing this up?
Yeah. There was one night where like, so for some reason, I still don't even know why, we just, a cue was not recording, and then you go back and hit play, and it wouldn't be the thing that you had just recorded. And we worked on fixing this one cue for like 2 hours. And then I was like, I know how to do it. And Bridget went, good night, everybody. We're going to do this tomorrow.
I just could see everyone was so burned out and so done. I was like, doesn't matter. I don't care that you fixed it. We're done for the night.
Like at that point, we'd already like hoodwinked Jordan into thinking we were doing a 30-minute play. And then we had forced her to empty out her bedroom or her office.
Things is still not back in the office. My partner's desk has been in the living room since
but then it was also like, hey, it sounds like you've got a lot of reverb in that room. Throw a blanket, go grab like a blanket off your bed and throw it on the floor.
I mean, it was cool for me. I mean, I had to, so when Trey and Bridget asked me to do the play, and we talked a little bit about the ramifications or whatever, like I do not live alone. I live in a 2-bedroom apartment with my partner. And he keeps odd hours. Like there would be days where he would be working nights. And so we had to get him new earplugs for some rehearsal. And he had his office in here also. So we discussed like what the schedule was going to be, how that was going to be. And so and it was so much of like trying to figure out because like I have a window here, and like our apartment complex doesn't allow us to have any like weird curtains. So I had to try to figure out a way to get rid of that light to create a completely dark space so the lights would be able to. And so I had like wallpaper that I taped over all of the windows, and it was just like, it was item by item, like, this is weird, how do we fix that? And so it was just like a never ending litany of problem solving.
So my closet has got this like really severe slope from the roof of the house, and then like a little flat section. So I'm acting here, and I can only take like 2 steps back before I hit the slope of the ceiling, and this piece of the ceiling fell down, but like my like broad-shouldered person was blocking that. And so like there's this big crash. And
Trey says, well, I guess we'll continue. And both Jordan and I can't see what's happened. And he moves over, and I just see this giant hole. And I'm downstairs on the floor, and I just see this giant floor. I stopped. I mean, I was theory. I was still directing. We were still in rehearsal. But the whole time I'm like.
There were no notes that night. Because like my station was like, it was an old dresser It just has nowhere else to live but that closet. But the top of it is almost the right height if I put my computer on a stand.
For his height,
for the camera to be eye level. So that worked out well. And so then like I took out a drawer and then that gave me a cavity to hide the light board. And then I pulled out another drawer and put a piece of wood on top of it that I'd wrapped in black fabric. And then I had a prop table. So it was like, and then like a clip, and then like I had like a spring clip to hold the golf club and like just all these, and like it's just, it was so like, if anything moved, you're also trying to find shit in the dark because I've got like, the room is completely dark in some moments and like my screen brightness is all the way down. So there are some moments you're just like, there needs to be a lighter here. Oh, thank God. Play keeps going.
I had 2 pieces of gaff tape taped over the bright and dark, like, things on my, or bindings to my keyboard. So I could find
feel it, yeah.
Without having to look. And so that was like, okay, and there's 2. And I did the same for the light board also. So I had a tactile feedback for being able to do the things that I needed to do without having to like look at it. But there were times where I was just like, I would reach for something and like knock a prop over. And I was like, well, this is the end.
Did you guys do any editing on it, or was it like filmed in a day and pray?
We did one take. Yeah, we hit record. We had that day we'd done 2 run-throughs, and the first run-through we hit record, and Trey messed something up within like the first 5 minutes, and we're like, well, they're not using this one.
The whole run was
we just kept hitting like things we'd never messed up before. We were just like hitting a wall with it, and I was like, all right, let's do the second run-through, and we'll just hit record. And I think both Jordan and Trey realized like about like 10 minutes in, like, oh, we haven't messed up yet. Oh, I think this is a good run. And then like the next 20 minutes would go by and be like, oh my God, don't mess it up. We're so close from the end.
Like the last 8 minutes, you were just like, don't fuck it up. Oh God, the prop. Oh God.
We're almost there. We could see it. We could go. And like the like pitching a no-hitter sort of thing where you just like, you can't say anything. You can't do anything. You just gotta go.
Hey guys, if you like what we just did, there's going to be plenty more coming up. Please like, comment, subscribe. Our Venmo is in the description. Please support us if you can. Our cats need the money.